God damn it, son of a bitch. Son of a fuck. God. Oh, God. Alright, are we in the zone yet? Because today, we're talking about Saint Anger. Oh, boy, am I very excited for this video in particular. I can't wait to start talking about Saint Anger. I even got my red hoodie on for the redness and the beanie because, I don't know, there was a lot of beanies being worn. Or maybe it was just a Saint Anger music video I'm thinking of. Whatever the case, I am dressed for the occasion. And with this album approaching its 20th anniversary this year, I think more and more fans of this album are starting to emerge. And while all of it isn't a total disaster, a good part of it really is. And that's the part where I'm really dreading talking about. But we already talked about Lulu over here, so you know what? There's like 2 songs that get that bad on this album, alright? But only 2, instead of like the 5 on that album. So you already know what's going on. Jason's gone. Everyone's acting like a bunch of 6-year-olds, except Kirk. Kirk is just mad because he can't solo, but he's surfing, so he's chill. There's no solos. There's no good tones. There's barely any good riffs. There sure as shit isn't a good snare on here. Oh my goodness. And overall, this is easily, without a doubt, them at their absolute worst. This is the worst album they've done. And dear God, I hope it stays that way. But like I said, I don't want to sound too overly negative because there are some decent moments on here, despite the fact that it all kind of sounds like shit. Actually, come to think of it, I should have just wrapped a towel on me because, you know, Phil Towel. Anyway, let's just get started talking about the songs because holy shit, dude, these bottom ones are fucking miserable. So let's just get right into it. At the very bottom, not only on this album, but I believe that objectively, this song is their absolute worst song they've ever done, period. And that, of course, is going to be Purify. Now, okay. So out of 20 or so songs they wrote for this album, this is the one that got an okay from everyone. I mean, it doesn't start the worst. The intro riff isn't crazy bad, but everything else pretty much is. The bridge has some decent moments, but the thing that really cements this as the absolute worst song is this god-awful chorus. Holy shit. It is one of the most agonizing things I have ever heard in my life. Purify! All that shit, oh Lord Almighty, please forgive us for our sins for letting this atrocity of 5 minutes to be put on disc. And by the time you even get to the last riff, it's pointless. The drum beat is really bad in it. It's just like, why even make the song even longer than it needs to be? Fuck Purify to absolute hell. Let's move on to the next song, which I'm going to be honest, I think is equally just as shit as Purify, if not even worse. And that is going to be the closer, All Within My Hands. Yeah, this album does not end gracefully. This shit is a total mess. Nothing meshes together. It's just shitty part after shitty part after shitty part. And the chorus in this song is almost just as bad as Purify, except it's slightly less irritating. Hate me not, kill all within my hands again. Like that, when he fucking extends that shit. Oh my god, it is fucking terrible. And the intro is just as shit. It's like the same thing as Shoot Me Again, but it's way worse sounding because for some reason the snare sounds even worse on this song than the rest of the album. And the verses, oh my god, that like first clean part when it goes kind of clean-ish, but like the drums and the bass are still like kind of heavy, That part is a fucking total disaster. And speaking of total disasters, I already hate this song. And then you get to like the last 2 minutes of this fucking goddamn song when it's just like kill, kill, kill. What the fuck is all that shit? The riff ain't good and the fucking bop, 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 bop the whole fucking time. I can't actually fathom that this song has any fucking fans at all. It's fucking horrible. And the only reason it's even above Purify is because S&M 2. The S&M 2 version, like the acoustic, is way fucking better than this piece of shit and saves this fucking song from being the worst song in my eyes. Fuck this song. Okay, now, are you in the mood yet? Because I just got genuinely angry because that's how bad that fucking song is. So, okay, now we're moving into okay. Those two are like fucking 0 out of 10s. Now we're moving on to like a 2 out of 10, alright? So next up is going to be Invisible Kid. Now, honestly, I've never really liked this song, and I still don't, because like the intro, the verse, and the choruses are actually pretty neat. Like, I do actually like the I'm okay, just go away, and then like the open your heart, I'm beating right here, like that whole thing. That whole part is fine. But then you get to the bridge. And like post 5 minutes, this song becomes a total fucking disaster. Like, ooh, what a quiet boy you are. Fuck that song, I'm out. And then like they just keep like fucking playing. It's 8 minutes long. It's 3 minutes too long. If it was just like that first 5 minutes, it would be maybe one spot higher. But that last part really just fucking sucks so hard. And yeah, not a good song either. And next up is going to be the title track, Saint Anger. Now, the intro is okay, I guess. I mean, I'm not crazy about that riff, but and then the ba ba ba, like that whole fucking thing, not great. But like the verse is pretty okay. I kind of like the clean riff under it, and the chorus. Then I like the chord progressions in that, and then the da da da. Da-da, do, no, no. That whole part is fine. And yeah, like the chorus is pretty good too. I like the callback to like the Damage Inc. Line in the chorus. That's pretty good. But my main problem with this song is it repeats way too much. It's another song that's too long. It's like 7 minutes. And it's the whole bridge. It's so goddamn long, but it's that same fucking intro riff. And another big problem in this song is too many repeated lyrics. The verses are all the exact same. The bridge, he's just fucking saying the same shit over and over again. Let my anger be free, or whatever he says. But the last time when he's like, set it free, and it gets like into like the double bass part, that part's cool. But yeah, too many repeated parts. Also should have been like 4 minutes long. But what we have, it's an okay song. I don't hate it, but it's definitely not good either. And next up is going to be Dirty Window. Also never liked this song, but to be honest, a few years ago, it definitely would have been under Saint Anger at least. But over the years, I've thought it's gotten a little better, but not that much better. I mean, it's kind of a fun song. I mean, never in my life would I have thought I'd hear a woodblock in a Metallica song, but they're here, and there's also splashes on this album, which, who would have thought? Yeah, the verse is pretty like loose and fun. I like the riff and the whole chorus idea of the judge, executioner, all that stuff. That's fun. But for like the third song in a row, this song dies with the bridge. Fuck this bridge. The I and it's like the intro riff, but it's just like pick scraped. Sounds bad, and the like the laugh in the fucking that part. It's ass. The ending is shit too. Once again, like the first half is good, but the second half sucks complete ass. Okay. Those are all the songs I do not like. I would not go on my way to listen to these songs. From here on out, these I think are decent songs. I enjoy them, and I would listen to them more than once. So first up is going to be Sweet Amber. Great intro riff and like intro overall, like the way the hits and like the whole band comes in with that same riff, but it's like lower. Good stuff. Verse is pretty good, although lyrically it is really stupid. Get in bed with your own kind. Yeah, thanks for that part. And then you get to the bridge and it doesn't kill it. I like the bridge riff, but overall it's not that great, but it doesn't kill the song like everything else underneath it. So it's a decent jam, mainly due to that do like that whole shit. Any riff that's like that, good stuff. And next up we're going to have the Unnamed Feeling. Now I actually kind of really do like the clean guitar intro and the da 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 ba ba da, like that whole thing. I like that. And the distorted chords as well, like the da da. I swear to God, I don't know how many times I've accidentally wrote that part when I'm like jamming and just like playing shit. I swear to God, those 3 chords I accidentally like write so often, and I'm like, fuck, that's Unnamed Feeling. I can't do that. And you know, for the verse, there's a lot of aspects in it that like I should hate, but I don't. I don't know why. Because, like, the guitar riff isn't interesting. The beat isn't great. But, I don't know. For some reason, the verse really works for me in this song. And this is, like, the only song on this album that has a clean chorus. And I do really like it. I love the clean chorus in this song. I love the lyrics in the second verse, especially, like, the whole, you fool, it'll be here soon. Like, that whole part always stood out to me. And then we get to the bridge, which is also really goddamn good. And just like the delivery he has, like the get the fuck out of here. That's just like everyone kind of listening to this album, just get me out of here. Oh man, poor 13-year-old Nick. Oh my God, back in the day I showed this song to him, and him coming off of like listening to Just Like Nothing Else Matters and like Nickelback and shit, listening to the Unnamed Feeling, and I distinctly remember by the time it got to that bridge, he was like, I don't like this. Oh, you poor soul. But yeah, I like the Unnamed Feeling. It's a solid ass song. And moving on to the opener, Frantic. This is just another one that's pretty solid. This is one of the less annoying songs on here. A lot of parts have like shitty riffs or shitty vocal performances, or like shitty drum beats. Not a lot in this one. Verses are pretty fun, but honestly, the chorus is like where it's at. Like the frantic tick 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 tock, that whole part. I don't know. I think it's kind of neat. The bridge is like almost non-existent. I don't even know why it's there. It's just kind of like a kind of a shitty part. But then it just goes back to the intro. But yeah, it's a solid song. Not terrible. It's not the best, but it's pretty decent. And the bronze medal goes to Shoot Me Again. I just think a lot of the riffs on it are pretty sick. The main riff, the dun dun ba dun 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 ba dun dun ba, that's fucking pretty awesome. The chorus is pretty solid. I like the come on, shoot me again, and then like the build up, and then to the chorus, like all that stuff. That's really great. Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about this song. I just think it's really solid. And yeah, definitely one of my favorites on here. And our runner-up is going to be Some Kind of Monster. See, now this is proof that like 8-minute songs can work on this album. They just have to be not total shit. Although, to be fair, the radio edit, the single edit, like the 4-minute version, I think is better just because it cuts out a lot of that fluff in this song. But, the full version is still pretty solid. Like the verses are kind of rapish. It's off-putting, but it strangely kind of works. Just full of great riffs, or at least memorable riffs. Da 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 da, bam bam dum bam bam, all that. And yeah, the bridge is pretty decent. Wake the Beast, blah blah blah. Ominous, I'm in us. Like that whole thing is pretty sweet. But yeah, it just goes on a little too long. And what is seriously up with like the last 5 seconds of this song? I can't even fathom who thought that was a good idea to put in there, but But yeah, that'll lead us to my number one pick on this album, and I guess take it away, me. My World is just easily the funnest song to play on here. It's the most jammy. I mean, you can't deny that fucking riff isn't super catchy and just like good as hell. Great verses despite Lars kind of playing some dumb shit in the first verse, which I played in the cover you just watched. It's kind of stupid, but you know, what can you do? Chorus great, and then like the "It's my world, sucker, ba-da-ba," like that. Then that whole riff first starts playing. And then the bridge, actually a really goddamn good bridge. Like, it kind of gets clean. Like, not only do I not. And then explodes into, I don't even know what the question is. That whole thing, awesome. The God, it feels like it only rains on me. That whole section is also awesome. It doesn't go on for like 3 minutes too long. Short, sweet, 5-minute song. There's like 3 riffs, but that's okay because I like all 3 of those riffs. It's a solid song and easily my favorite song on this album. So there you go. I don't know why these bad albums are like ending up being the longest videos in this series, but like I have a lot to say about the bad songs, so I guess that's why. But anyway, thank God we're done with the bad albums. Join me in a few days where we will take a look at their comeback album, which after this album was such a breath of fresh air, and it would draw the fans to that album like magnets. That album would put this album to death. I don't fucking know. You know what's next. I'll see you then.